I hope you're having an amazing day. My name is Colin, and in this video, we're going to have a look at the Pudgy Penguins rally. Something I would never thought that I would say myself, because it's not something that I've been keen on in the past. These type of forms of meme coins. If you go back into my historic content, it has always been more about fundamentals, real products. But last week, I made a big bet on Pudgy Penguins, and it seems that it's really going to play out as I expected. However, I did wait a long time. So my full reasoning why I think it would be a killer run and why I waited so long. But yeah, as you can see, I'm back. You can expect a lot more content from me coming on this channel. I sold one of my businesses. This has freed up, fortunately, a lot of my time. And now I can dedicate more time for you guys with these videos. Obviously, I can cover all tokens, but I find a lot of energy right now talking about what I'm doing, what I'm looking at, obviously in like a little bit of a different format than what I used to do. So with the Pudgy Penguins, it's actually quite interesting. Let me go one step back and show you guys the analysis. Now, I didn't take it for a full ride. You can see basically here it was at 4 cents. It basically crashed all the way through. This would be your opportunity. I didn't get in there at all. I got basically in somewhere around here back again. So more for the future potential, more of a realization moment perhaps, but interesting nonetheless. I stayed away primarily, and I can tell you why, because I don't truly believe in longevity on meme-ish angles, right? So these are all the meme coins we have: Doge, Shiba, Pepe, Bonk, Pudgy here, Trump, SPX, Fartcoin. For me, this is all like retardation, right? This is all liquidity, money locked up in these cultish environments, which on the one hand is kind of great if you think about it. On the other hand, is like straight bullshit, right? Now, why? So I don't hold any Doge, no Shiba, no Pepe, no Bonk. Back in the day, and this was like 2021, I did great with Floki. So this is this period, which that was one of the biggest money makers. And that wasn't even me. It was one of my friends, Michael, that got me on that. And that was just like ripping. And this here is where we made all the money. And it was absolutely insane how much money it was printing. But obviously you can imagine that. So at this point, the price was like, we got in a little bit lower than where it is right now, but it went a lot higher than what it is right now, right? 3.0, still 3.0, so double of what it is today. But you can see it already had a good run up. It's still holding very strong here. 2024, it has been a very strong year for that. So that's the only one I basically played around with. Now, fundamentals, right? I spoke about fundamentals, what I like and what I don't like. It's for a personal interest point of view. So comparable to all these other meme coins, inevitably at some point they will die, right? As with other cryptocurrencies. If you look at most of these crypto tokens, so how many do they have indexed these days? 18.9 million cryptos just on CoinMarketCap alone. Within 5 years, 99.999% of them will no longer exist, right? This happened from 2017 to 2021. I witnessed it myself with my own eyes. This happened from 2021 all the way until today, right? In 2 different stages. And it will happen in another stage. It's the inevitable part of innovation, let's say. So with these meme coins, it's obviously a lot more risky at the same time. Now, why Pudgy? Why Pudgy from all the other components? It consolidates around 2 reasons, right? The major reasons here, which people might say, hey, it's obvious. Why isn't it like flowing faster in that case, right? So it's basically still close to its all-time high, but only of where it has been, which was like 7 months ago. It went through a big canal, a big depth. So it wasn't that obvious, apparently. But for me, it's obvious. It just clicks. So I have about just over a 6-figure position in Pudgy Penguins, which is looking really good. It's a futures trade though. It's not on spot assets. But yeah, it's looking well. So the combination here is two pieces, and therefore I think I will have a lot more coverage on Pudgy Penguins in the future as well. It's the Web2 component, right? The Web2 component still symbolizes that there's an actual product here, right? The Nasdaq, it signals like an IPO for Igloo, the mother company. This might not directly impact the token, but it's hype, and hype in crypto stimulates that token demand, right? Now, of course, on the other side, let's go to OpenSea, right? You have the NFTs, right? So the NFTs have obviously been performing. Okay, this is a fresh laptop, so it's getting me through the rookie experience. 16E floor at the moment, $63,000, right? If we go for the little pudgies, that's maybe something I should pick up at the moment, 7,000, right? For a little pudgy. So these are obviously also an indicator of what's going, right? There should be some analytics here as well, but it's similar to the token pattern, basically up over time to see where the price basically went through over time. Here we go. So this is 1 day, 30 days, 1 year. So you can see similar pattern, right? Oh, this is actually the token price. Damn, this new OpenSea has everything, right? I was preferring to see basically the activity over time on the NFTs, but I assume we can find it somewhere else. But it kind of makes sense, right? The last year, this really started to pump from basically like 3 ETH to 5 ETH, then to 15 ETH, and it's kind of been bouncing between 10 and 15 ETH, which is like a very considerable amount. As on today's price, $63.8 thousand, which is very heavy. So you have the Web2 play, which is obvious with Walmart, that has already been established and proven. Then on the other hand, you have the NFTs and now a token. Now, when we go back to this meme coin meta, right? The whole goal here for me is to ride a temporary wave from point A to point B. So the wave that we're riding is basically, let's call it 4 cents, right? 4 cents to 5 cents, 4 cents to 5.5 cents, nothing too significant. Yes, this is 3.7 billion at the moment, right? Dogecoin at the moment is 36 billion, and the price was about double here and also double here, right? Or even more than double. So it's like 70 billion, right? 70 billion at the all-time high compared to 3.7 billion. So let's give it a 20x. 20x from here would bring it to, 80 cents, which at that point, my long is that at that point, what would it be worth? Something like $2 million, if not 3 million. Unlikely that I would be that patient. Unlikely that is my goal. Not at all. I would say for 4 to 5 cents, because I don't believe it. And if you don't truly believe it, then I'm trying to see how the market reacts, right? So the altcoin season index is here, fear and greed index is here. It's looking really good, right, overall from what I'm trying to do. But don't think I'm going to diamond hands. So this is my third cycle, 17, 21, and basically from 21 to 25, 4 years, I've been working full-time in crypto, 80, 100 hours a week, overseeing like 5 different companies, of which I just sold one, right? So everything is going really well. I know all the fundamentals, the people, the opportunities. I've seen it, right? I might not have been able to take advantage of everything, but I feel like this is where there's a present opportunity, or at least one of the opportunities that present itself, that where I was like, hey, guys, this is something I want to highlight and I want to talk about consistently over time, because I feel like there's a very significant interest point here. The Web2 angle, it's clear with the plushies, the expansion, the trading card game is something where I'm like, okay, I don't even know enough about it. It's a time constraint, and that's obviously all bullshit. Like, it's more where you allocate your time. But, Igloo, then the mother company, then, this Luca Nets just shilling it everywhere, doing it really well. The podcast episodes, the vision, probably playing with this around money, you should probably spend more time on the research component, which I'm now myself aware of. And perhaps we should do that together. Perhaps we should go through the rabbit hole. Perhaps we should interview some people that know a lot about Pudgy, the ecosystem, because I definitely don't. You know, they have these GIFs, the funny angle, how it all comes together. It is really something. And obviously, this is a very big mainstream hook. So I'm looking forward to see basically what's possible in this run. The reason, another important one, I waited so long, right? What is so long? If I would open another tab here, and I just want to show you what so long means, because on that Floki chart, you might think that there's no time, right? This is something that if you haven't seen it with your own eyes before, you might not think there's time. But look, from this moment here, 15th of July, to this moment here, which was in October. So how many months have passed? 4 months have passed. You had some very good gains, but nothing too significant, right? Like, I mean, extremely significant depending on how much money you're playing with, right? But if you shorten that timeline to here, all of a sudden you see that here the momentum, there was a little bit of a decline, progressing up, down, up, down, up, down, right? And this lasted about 2 weeks, and then the immaculate pump basically happened. You see the volume going from, 9 to 10 million a day, all the way to going like 250 million, slowing down again. So it was one massive pump. You see here the Binance has also listed, Coinbase, all the big exchanges. That's probably a big factor there, right? But overall, you just have to be patient. Now, when it comes to this, you already had very significant, I can't even see the numbers because the decimals are so small, but you can imagine that from here to here, you could have already made a fortune depending on the price. Now, you were not there. I was there, but I only came in late. I caught that pump and it was great, right? Now, the question is, it would be as great as if you were here and basically held it from here and on this pump, right? So the people that already did extremely well for themselves were the people that had conviction, what I didn't have at that moment, which I don't want to say I should have, but nothing changed according to my thesis. I just needed the general market momentum to make that choice, right? But if you bought here, right, you're already 10x up right now, which is obviously massive. With a 6-figure bag, it would be a 7-figure bag. But then again, this was just a couple of months ago. My main problem was I didn't have conviction in the general state of the market. I was helping these clients with token launches. The launches were not doing well. Secondary market liquidity isn't there. And these TGE launches are still very much struggling. However, big players, big brands, Bitcoin runs, then ETH runs, ETH almost 4,000 today, right? Well, just went down a little bit, but it was above 3,900. Then some of the alts start moving and things are heating up. Things are exciting. Solana was over 200 last week, right? If you do last month, here it was running 201. 204, right? Then it plummeted down a little bit. Now it's on its way back up. So they're very interesting times. My plan at the moment, among other tokens that I will share in other videos, is, have a focus point on Pudgy Penguins. I think it can move fast. The products, the ETF, the IPO of Igloo. There's a variety of reasons that would stir this meme coin into the right direction going into this market. Obviously, massive cult following, the Web3 and Web2. I mean, for me, on this one, the stars are aligned. I'm very much curious to hear your feedback, what you're thinking about Pudgy Penguins. Had it topped out? Is there a lot more opportunity? And also your arguments when you got in. I waited a very long time, but I kind of got in at the same price that it launched on, or within days of the launch, right? So yeah, these are my thoughts for today. More videos coming every single day moving forward. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.